everyone, welcome to another episode of your favorite online YouTube show, The Get Through Show. Today, I'm ready and the crew are also ready. Today's topic, does African movies influence the youngsters into doing ritual? That's weird. Does African movies influence the youngsters into doing rituals? Let's hear it from the rest of the squad. I'll see you in the gym. Welcome back, everybody. The crews are here today, and I'm excited for one person that I haven't seen since last year. Melody in the building, yeah! My mems, we good. How you doing? Good. It's been a while. You fresh guy. What's going on? We have some gist behind the camera.
You never see me.
And Mr. Ori Olabisi. Happy New Year, my bro. Revolution? No. I haven't seen those two guys freaking year. So guys, let's get to it. On my left hand side is the beautiful, ever smiling Aisha. And on my far right, it's your boy Ori. And on my immediate right is Melody. And yeah, guys, you already know my name, Olatunji. Shout out to God. So today, guys, does African movies influence the youngsters into doing ritual? Ori?
Okay. African movie. I think African movie are portraying what is going on in the society around them and things. But I think I would rather put the blame not on the movie producers or that sector on its own, but I would rather put the conversation like this. If the government are doing the right thing in the country, in the society, there is job and a lot of things. People will not be so lazy to be watching movie 247 all his life that I want to carry on what is going on in that movie. It is because there is no job. You can imagine it, for example, let me use this one as an example now. In Nigeria, in a situation where you have over, should I say, let me just say 50% of Nigerian population, because it's almost 50, or you put it maybe 45, because it's 80% of no, the one that are into poverty, extremely poverty. So over 80 million people out of 200 million people in Nigeria, 80 million are into poverty. So in that kind of situation, what do you expect? And your major population are youth. Yeah. And in a situation where you have 14 million graduates, they are graduates, they have their degree, but there is no job. You understand now? What do you expect them to do? You have 14 million children out of school. The major there are like 13 or 12.5 million. They are from northern side. They are out of school. What do you expect them to be doing? To be smoking? To be roaming about the street? To be stealing? Ritual? Do all sorts of things. So I don't blame the sector of the movie. So because it is what is happening, because the government weaponized poverty with the people. When you don't have anything doing, what will you be doing? Please tell me. What will you be doing? You don't have work, no nothing. You went to school, you have your degree, but there's no job. They are not providing a very good environment for you to do anything. What will you be doing? Some will have good mind to do well. Some will have some bad influence because there is nothing they are doing.
Even a good person can be influenced to do bad.
Yeah.
So what Tori is trying to say now is memory is that we should put majority of the blame on the government of the people. Yes. Now, ma'am, actually, what do you think about that?
I honestly think the exact same thing Ori just said. Poverty is what influences people to go into doing rituals. It's not movies. Movies is literally portraying what is happening in real life. That's it. Yes. If there was no poverty, people won't go into doing rituals.
Aisha?
Well, I fully agree as well. Or at some degree, I agree. It also depends on what rituals are they doing and what are the rituals benefiting, you know?
Oh, okay. So
is the rituals for them to be successful and hence they're driven by poverty, Or is the rituals like to bewitch someone to see them that they don't have success? It could be like different things that they practice.
Okay, because Aisha is not from our part of West Africa, right? So Aisha, ritual in Western Africa is when somebody, like if I take you now or take whatever that belongs to you to to Sangoma, then as a sacrifice in me to be rich, for me to, so the person will obviously die, because if the person and then I will succeed. Yeah, so that's how horrible it is. So I'm trying to make you see, the basic of,
If the person is alive, the person may be useless.
and if the person is alive, he may be useless. You may be useless to yourself while the person who has already used you. So people use them. Yeah, so some people use their mom, their dad, their sister, their close friends. It's deeper. So hence I'm trying to give you the surface of it. But this is how I feel.
I'm sorry, Tunji, I just want to correct you when you said West Africa. It's not just in West Africa, it's all over Africa. It's a reality.
I don't hear that in southern part of Africa.
Maybe you don't hear it, but it is happening.
they have their
it's
own
definitely happening.
Oh, okay. So, guys, this is my take on it. I want to try to hear what Ori said, government and all of that. Yeah, I don't want to blame the movie industry like you guys said. They act what we see.
Yeah.
But now I also want you guys to take it from this area. We're shifting gradually in apportioning blames and giving excuse. We give excuse for bad parenting to say, oh, it's social media. We give excuse for children who are not brought up well and then we say it's our generation is. Now, look at it from this way. Somebody with a good parenting, somebody with a good parental background, that was brought up well. Now, I understand that I don't have a job. I understand the struggle. But I myself growing up, I didn't, because I grew up in poverty, that I should go do ritual. I rather go do labor job in terms of going to concrete or building or doing some odd jobs for me to survive. So I hear what you guys are saying, Memelody and Ori, but I also want you guys to let us pay also attention to the root in terms of who sees these kids first before they even know what government is.
Now, I hear
It doesn't matter even if you are a pastor and your wife is Mommy Gio. You try all your possible best to train your kids. You see, the ones that still want to be influenced outside with bad attitude, we still get it. So it doesn't matter.
Sorry, Tunji, but it's not even about wanting to be influenced. You don't want to. Sometimes life throws things at you and you don't have choices.
Let me tell you something. For example, in this kind of situation now, for example, in America, I just want to use that as an example. Maybe you will be able to understand. Them in America are not talking about what we are talking here now, the ritual. What are they talking about? Their own is the black men that had adult age. Once you are 18, they go to jail. So they could not live with their children. That is why you see majority of the black children outside home. So, but in Africa, so what happened? It was because the system put them in that situation. That's why they are doing all those things. So we in Africa, the system put us in that situation. There is no job, nothing. Okay, let me give you an example. In a situation where Nigeria has 36 states, you understand, of a federation, making a federation. So I come from one of them. And in my state now, we have like natural resources, like almost like, let me say 12 different natural resources given to us by God. But as a government, as a people, we cannot touch our property, what God has given to us.
Guys,
so now we listen.
No, it's impossible. You cannot blame, guys. Listen to this. Ritual is not just going to the shop to buy bread and beans. Like, this is ritual we're talking about. So before somebody will get to, you cannot tell me, if we're talking about robbery, of course, oblige me, humor me, I will understand. If we're talking about people vandalizing places, I will get it. But Aisha, for you to tell me that somebody will go as diabolic that deep into going to do ritual using your mom or your dad, and you're freaking telling me that is government. That's absurd, guys.
So
Absurd.
Tunji,
I don't understand.
I hear where Tunji is coming from.
I don't understand.
Okay, maybe Ori is putting the blame on the government, but we're not all saying it's the government.
Exactly.
Blaming
It
the
doesn't
government.
mean the parent doesn't have to come in, but
No,
let me
like,
tell you
okay,
something.
because
Your
Tunji-
society determines how you grow.
Melody, the problem we're having now is parents who are not even supposed to be parents are now being parents.
No, now you're blaming parents. Listen,
but
don't
yeah,
do-
that is
no,
upbringing.
don't.
You
No,
can't.
you just mentioned we can't blame anybody.
No,
Listen,
no,
wait.
I'm not saying we can't blame anybody.
Okay.
I'm saying we cannot put the blame on government.
Okay.
The government have the major blame because
It's
they are
impossible.
controlling your resources.
It's
They have your money
impossible.
and they are not using that money to fund you, to take you to school,
Okay.
to do everything what you want to do.
Melody, I want to hear.
That's what we are talking about.
Can I ask you a question? Sorry. If it weren't for media to display this whole ritual thing, do you think now that the media is portraying it in movies, it's influenced the
No.
No, they are not.
Because it has always been there and it will always be there. It was just quiet. Maybe not quiet, but
When we were growing up, we saw this thing in movie. We
Okay,
never took that part.
Okay.
You understand?
I
But the way your mind is very strong, another person's mind may not be that strong. It may be. You understand?
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
not. It's not
So,
just about
Melody,
movies. Social media on its own.
Yeah.
There is.
Even before social media, these people have been
But
doing.
we're talking about now.
understand?
We're talking about now. Social media has such a huge influence. People are not putting their real life on social media. You see someone is driving this
But
car,
I
this car.
still
It gets
tell
to
you-
you one
That's
way or
meant-
another.
yes,
so
thank you,
for
man. Now I'm
someone
hearing you.
to get to the point where they go to a shrine or they go to
Exactly.
see someone, it's been built up slowly. Do you
Thank
get where I'm
you.
coming from?
So this has been coming from way different things before they watch that movie that explains how rituals are done.
Because
Okay.
at the end of the day, Aisha, movies is all about what is already happening. It's not that people are taking it from air. But this is what I don't want anybody to agree. If we are talking about robbery or dirtiness or attitude or character or any of that, I get it. Aisha, I wish I can explain to you a space where a man or a youngster will be for you to actually sit in front of a diabolical priest and they tell you that I want you to use your manhood to make money. They go as far as telling them that, okay, they check for them the fortune teller. They can tell you, okay, you've been destined to live for 60 years. You're already 22 years or 24 years. Now, sacrifice 30 years of your years for this money that you can enjoy in 5 years. And Ori wants me to sit down at the back of this camera and make me want to believe that that is caused by government. Come on, let's wake up. That's absurd. That is wrong parenting in there. That is a child, I'm coming. That is a child who doesn't want to be contented, who have allowed himself to be influenced by the society, who has allowed peer pressure to come onto himself. You cannot tell me I wasn't brought up with a silver spoon. My parents were not rich. I have friends in my community who were not rich. My age group that I know, because I came from a small community, none of us were thinking of ritual. So you can't tell me that bad youngster trying to go do ritual is by government. You're freaking kidding me.
So Tunji,
Let's wake up from this
sorry,
joke.
Ori, I just want to say something. So Tunji, there's two types of youngsters, right? There's the youngsters that are not content. They just want more. Whether they come from a good family or not, they just want more. Then there's the youngsters that are actually going through things. And maybe you come from a bad parenting home or whatever. Some people genuinely come from good homes. Like,
And then they go do ritual.
listen, sometimes you step out of your parents' home. Life throws things at you, or
Life has thrown things at us, Melody.
everybody doesn't take things the same way.
Okay.
You could have been able to handle it. The
No,
next
I would
person
like
is not
you-
able
Melody,
to
me
handle
and
it.
you were in the same space, but I want to get this clearly, right, Melody? Are you also telling me, and Aisha, with the whole background of the whole thing we've put on you now, because I'm sure maybe you're not familiar with the kind of ritual we're talking about, and Melody, are you saying, are you saying there is a space to blame the government in this now?
We're not blaming the government. We're not even
blame the
blaming anybody.
government.
I stand on my own word. I blame the government because the government have more than 70% to do. You are controlling my resources. You are controlling my money. You are controlling my everything. You could not give me free education. I could not get a loan. I could not get student loan. I could not get everything. I'm not useful for myself. You are not putting something on my face to know that this is the right thing. This is not the right thing. This is what to do. What do you want me to do? Leave my government. If you cannot do it, leave it. Let someone else that work for me do it for me. That is why we are backward all this while.
No, bro.
Let me tell you. Okay, for example, no. Let me give you an example. I will give you an example. See, it doesn't matter that the rituals.
Aisha, this is not robbery. This is not ATM stealing. Ritual.
Boss.
You're telling me it's the government.
Boss.
This is
okay.
absurd.
So let me tell you something now, because you don't want to understand.
This is absurd.
A young guy coming, maybe at the age of 18, 19, 20 now, because of what is going on now. After secondary school, high school, you could not gain admission into university. No little job like a coffee attendance to do or anything. You began to be roaming about the street. You will meet someone maybe smoking or something. You don't have choice. You'll be doing all those things. Before you, so you have the major of like 14 million people doing those things daily. And you are telling me crime will not escalate? What was the cause of bandit? Was it not because they don't have job? There's no money?
Why can't he go and do banditry? Ori,
it's not this. See, both banditry, both anything, it's caused by the government. It's caused by your environment. It's caused by your society. It's caused by
ritual is caused by somebody who is influenced in himself thinking that I'm not where I'm supposed to be, or somebody who is looking at some people on social media, people who don't put their effort when they were toiling around the place, when they were suffering, that they didn't put it. Everybody go on social media and just take a picture of you now and post it and be like, oh, I want to be like Aisha this. I'm a photographer, ma'am. I took somebody a big picture for the picture that will serve her for the rest of the year. We took that picture in 2 days. And I'm thinking in my head that this woman is going to put this picture on Instagram week by week. And there are people, kids and fans, always hoping that, oh, this person is living some certain life. But they didn't even know that these pictures were taken in 2 days. And the person is going to stretch it throughout the whole year. You cannot freaking tell me that a child that went to do ritual, not robbery, not stealing, not picking pocket, is government.
Your society play a lot of major role. Because I will use this one as an example too.
Okay. Ori, society and government. Ori, you are now changing it now. The society and government are two different.
It's the same thing. What am I saying? Listen. I've been saying my statement since. I said the government is to be blamed. Because your society, the way you are living in society determines what comes out from there. If your governments, they are supposed to look after your welfare, if they are not doing so, how do you expect the society to be? You understand me?
Upset.
What do you mean?
The government for ritual?
When you don't have a job, you don't have reasonable thinking, what do you expect people to do?
Where is the freaking fear of God? Is it the government that's going to instill that in your mind? Okay. The fear of God, is it your government that will put that in your mind? This is freaking absurd.
You think wow. I'm using my country as an example. You think maybe probably 230 million people will all fear God. 230 million people, we all fear God. Okay, in a situation where I'm giving you a statistics confirmed that you can go and Google 14 million children out of school, kids, 14 million graduates, no job. Eh? I'm giving you statistics.
Can I give you
so in that situation, in that kind of country,
yeah.
What do you think will be happening?
Can I give you other countries that are also more worse than Nigeria?
No, there is no other country.
There is a lot.
There's
a lot.
Which country?
I don't understand
African
what you're trying to say.
That
have youth who are not going to school and people drop out.
There can never be many than Nigeria. Nigeria is the highest in poverty. Extreme. Yes. Extreme. Nigeria is the highest
I don't understand
in
what
the
you're
world.
saying,
So
but
what are you talking? It's because of the population.
I think what Ori is trying to say is that the government plays a major influence, not necessarily influencing to go specifically and do rituals, but he says the frame of reference in which these things are
Give
done.
them less
It,
of
it starts from the
Okay,
poor
okay,
governance
okay,
that we actually have.
Aisha, can I give you? Okay, now if you want us to go deeper, then I'll put it in your in your. Now, Melody, look at the number of the boys who are doing the ritual. Because we don't know them, right? Let's do a ratio that we see on the gram in the newspaper. Do those boys look like somebody who have even been to a university?
Let's not just say boys. Let's just say
The people. Do they look like people who are even educated? So you are going to tell me now that somebody is going to tell me to sacrifice my mother that carried me for 9 months.
It's not
I
saying
left
much.
it.
Sometimes they even get there and they don't even know what the sacrifice is. So let's not just say
But you
much.
finally know at some point. No,
And there's no turning
Baba
back
is
anyway,
your
so they are
environment.
forced
Baba.
to.
Okay, let me use you as an example now. I'm using my country as an example, and South Africa, where we are now. If I want to go and get an education in Nigeria, I don't have parents who can fund me. There is no way I can get that education. I have to suffer myself. Listen, bruh, we are just putting a reality here. Listen, I'm giving you an example of what is going on. But in South Africa, yes, if I want to go to school, and I'm willing to go, I can get a loan. There are all sort of but it's not about everyone. If everyone is not qualified, do we have the percentage of the one that qualify in Nigeria with our population? No. So you have to be using all these things as an example. So there are so many things they can do here, but their government is doing for us. Yeah. They are widows. They do get money every month, right? Do you know how many widowers we have in Nigeria? They are not getting 1 naira. The pensioners that worked all their life for 34, 60 years, they are not even getting paid. Now, if the government is not even attending to the aged ones, and have you forgotten that the young ones are the future of your country? That is why you are being dominated by the youth every year. You have more children every year. And the youth, the future, you are not building them. But you see Asia, China, building the youth, building them. And you are taking your youth, you are putting them backward. And you think they are going to develop. And you think they will not go into crime. And you think they will not do ritual. And you think they will not engage these people, give them rest of responsibility. This is what we want to do. And if we see anybody doing out of what the law, we prosecute them. There won't be much like this. I'm not saying it's a good thing. It's not a good thing. But I tell you, you will look at the ratio of ritual making money in Nigeria and other African countries. Nigeria is more. Because we have this more population and there is no job. There is nothing for us. You can imagine after graduation from school, you can't even get a job for 1 year, for 2 years, for 3 years. You will roll with people. They will give you bad ideas, so many things. Yeah, you may fed up. You may think you have grace, you have God to pull it through. But what if something else eats you? You will go astray. You may make mistakes. So a lot the situation. If government were able to cover, let me say 50. You understand? I can eat, I can do this, I can do that. Less crime will happen. Less.
In conclusion,
it's not movies that influence youngsters to go and do rituals.
and it is not government. Aisha.
In conclusion, I believe that it's a frame of reference that influence young people to do rituals. It could be different walks of life, different reasons, but I do strongly believe it's also a sense of government that allows it to increase at some point.
Aisha, I'm disappointed. Guys, okay, look, I just feel, look, guys.
They have the different opinions.
Yeah, like, I mean, I can't kill you guys for your opinion, but this is what I know. We need to rise up.
And beat the system.
Yeah, and let's start taking responsibility. The government are not going to do everything. But we need to also understand that good parenting needs to also be in place. Because we're still going to see worse. Because we're in a generation where even somebody who has not been taught is now being a parent. Now imagine a parent who was not even taught. Now is now another parent. So we're still going to see worse because everybody now wants to be parent. Somebody who is supposed to be under somebody now wants to still be a parent. Somebody that is not even, or you are not even at the stage of you maturing and understand what parent is, what parental responsibility is. Now you're now already a parent. So you need to be taken care of. You are taking care of somebody that needs to be taken care of. So guys, my opinion, government has nothing to do with youngsters doing ritual. I think it's all about the social media, people who are not contented, and people who have this different opinion and belief of where they should be and how they should live and the influence of the society. That, I agree, is number one. So guys, drop your comments in the comment section. Like, share, tell a friend to tell a friend. Yeah, Ori.
Government, they played big parts. Very, very big parts. But it's not a good thing to do ritual. But we need to know what was the cause so we can tackle the cause. And the cause is because you come to us that we should elect you so you can fix my education, you can fix my water, you can fix my road. Then we voted for you, you are there, you refuse to do all these things. And it has been going on for over 60 years. And that is why you see crime increasing to this moment. It never get better. We've seen other countries, even other African countries around African continent that are doing the little they can do. And the ritual something is not up to Nigeria, we say. Up to Nigeria, in quote, you understand? So government have to play their part. Give the people what they deserve. Government senator cannot be earning 32 million in a month. And the teacher who have been teaching for 36 good years cannot even make that money for 36 good years.
Okay.
It's sad.
Okay,
the government need to play the part.
Okay. Guys, youngsters out there, I don't support ritual. Please don't do ritual. Please. Have the fear of God and let's just keep pushing. Thank you guys. We'll see you in the next episode. Ritual is bad. We don't support a ritual. Youngsters out there, I understand that our government has failed us. The system is failing us. But I want us to just keep pushing. There's always a choice. There's always a better way. There's always something to do. Please, please, please stay safe out there. No to ritual. Say no to ritual. Thank you so much, guys. We're going to like to see your comments in the comment section. Please share. Tell a friend to tell a friend. And please do like. And I want you to always remember, shout out to God.